everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of
Full
Metal
Bracket.
Here
We're
from
so
the
good at
top
that.
10. We're just getting there. Here from the top 10, I am John Roca.
And I am Matt Nost. This is a show that we do. Show that we
Really
do
big
for our
shoe.
patrons over at patreon.com/the top 10
Yeah.
with the number 10. And they've been sending in brackets and we react to them as they come in. And what do we got this time? We
got a fun one here from Charles Clarke, one of our favorite patrons. You're all our favorite patrons, to be honest, but Charles sends a lot of these in, and this is part 2 of Oscar Best Pictures from the 1980s. It's an 80s throwdown. Remember, Matt, a few weeks ago we did the part 1, and it was a hell of a battle for sure all the way through this thing. So we thought we'd jump in and finish off this particular topic with part 2. I guess I'll read it. Yes, is that?
Go for it. I am
Okay.
printing off, so you'll do top half, I'll do bottom half.
Sounds good. It says, hello, Matt and John, part 2. Sorry, y'all. Just a full disclosure, I got the flu shot and the new booster, so I'm struggling a little bit. So if my throat gets dry or if my chest gets a little congested, I apologize to you. I'll just what you have to go
I
through.
thought you were saying Charles wrote that.
No.
Initially, I was like, oh, okay. A lot of backstory here.
Anyway, here, hello, Matt and John. Part 2 of my 80s Throwdown is here. This time we're rolling out the red carpet and going to the Oscars. I've taken each Best Picture winner and nominee from the 53rd to the 62nd Academy Awards that honor the years 1980 through 89 and applied the average ratings of Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Metacritic, which I will now refer to from this bracket forward as the RIM rating. Okay. I've attached the notes that I have all 50 films sorted by year nominated with the actual Best Picture winner in italics. I've put the RIM rating in parentheses, and the Rotten Tomatoes audience score is next to it, since it is the tiebreaker. Have fun. P.S. A couple of fun, interesting notes if you guys want to share. One, only 2 Best Picture winners have the highest RIM rating from their year, Amadeus and Platoon. Bro, I don't know if RIM is going to be the way we go. I'm just letting you know right now. There's a lot of inferences with that word. But anyway.
All right, just go the inverse. Mirror.
All right, mirror. In terms of crossover with part 1, only 1 year had no movies in its top 10 box office nominated for Best Picture, which was 1984. Ooh, interesting. 2 years tied for the most with 3 Best Pictures in the top 10, 1981 and 1985. The lowest mere rating for a Best Picture winner is Out of Africa, and the highest rated non-winner is My Left Foot, which is also the number 1 seed. Wow. And the only movie in either part 1 or part 2 with a mere rating over 9.00. Wow. That's a lot of statistics, man.
Yeah, it's great though. I mean, the My Left Foot is the only one with a mirror above 9, and you're looking at the bracket overall.
It's kind of shocking.
That is beyond shocking. There's
a lot of good ones, man.
Yeah, there's some real bangers on this list.
Yeah.
Who are the fucking assholes that voted this? Some of these so poorly that they couldn't get a 9. Like, there's a lot of movies that are a 9 or better.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
There are some that I agree. Yes, we could go lower. That's fine.
But all right, so are you ready? Let's dive into this thing. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Boy, there's a lot here. All right, here we go. As I mentioned already from Charles Clarke, at number 1, My Left Foot versus number 32's Terms of Endearment.
Boy, that's a good matchup.
That is a good matchup.
I think I go with the upset and take Terms.
I'm going to have to go with Matt Nost. First time ever in the history of the brackets, a 32 beating a 1 seed. This is Virginia going down the first round of the NCAA tournament a few years ago. Shock and a half. My Left Foot's a good movie for the performance of Daniel Day-Lewis. I'll go back and watch Terms of Endearment much more. So,
yeah, I've seen My Left Foot. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. Terms I've seen more than once. So, and it's a more rewatchable film. But there you go. Terms moves on. 32.
Wow. Good job, Terms. All right. The next matchup is Coal Miner's Daughter at 17 versus Gandhi at number 16. I think you know my answer.
I think we're both in agreement. It's another good matchup. Look, Coal Miner's Daughter is a great film.
It is a good film.
But Gandhi is over 3 hours, and it goes by really quick for a movie that's that long. I actually rewatched an hour of it a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Just like, oh yeah, I want to see like this chunk, and then I got sucked into longer than I wanted originally, or that I had planned on.
Yeah.
which is very easy to do.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, our next matchup with both Gandhi. Moving on, our next matchup is Atlantic City, the Burt Lancaster Susan Sarandon vehicle, versus Witness. Harrison Ford there stepping out of the Han Solo gear to investigate in an Amish community with Kelly McGillis. What do you got?
I am going to go Witness.
Yeah.
And there's a 24 upsetting a 9. We got 2 out of 3 upsets for me so far.
Yeah. All right. And number 25 is Kiss of the Spider Woman versus number 8, Hannah and Her Sisters. Ooh. Well, I'm duty bound to not select any of the Woody Allen films for myself personally, so I will move Kiss of the Spider Woman on.
That's fine with me.
Plus, it's a great performance from Raul Julia, who won the Oscar for that as the best supporting actor, and William Hurt is pretty damn good in that movie as well. All right. Our next matchup is The Right Stuff at number 5. The space epic versus On Golden Pond, the last appearance of Henry Fonda in a movie at number 28.
That's the nicest thing I think you can say about On Golden Pond. It was nice to see these Hollywood legends being celebrated once again. I will say that.
Yeah, yeah.
But they have the wrong stuff
in
comparison. The Right Stuff wins this so easily. It's basically, that when they're putting the potential astronauts through their rigors.
Yeah.
They got to blow into that tube and keep the ping pong ball up and all that stuff. Fucking On Golden Pond didn't make it out of the first round of that. It's just, everybody else is in there staying to the long haul. On Golden Pond was like, well, it's nice that we got some of these older pilots in here.
I appreciate you having us. All right, Dead Poet Society at number 21 versus number 12's Broadcast News. Ooh.
In another easy slam dunk for me, I'm going Broadcast News.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go Broadcast News on that. Even though I enjoy Robin Williams' performance, Broadcast News is a fucking masterpiece in my opinion. I love that movie. So, all right, Elephant Man at number 13, the John Hurt starring vehicle with Anthony Hopkins versus number 20's Moonstruck. Matt, are you snapping out of it or are you taking Elephant Man?
I'm going to go with another underdog here. I think Moonstruck is a better movie.
Wow.
What about you?
I'm going to go Elephant Man. I am going to go Elephant Man. I'm not a big Lynch guy, but there are occasional ones that I enjoy. And I think as uncomfortable as that film is to watch because of the situation of the main character in the film, it's an incredibly moving film and brutal film that really challenges you as a viewer. Will I go back and watch it? No, I put it in that Schindler's List category where maybe I'll see it 4 times before the end of my life total. But I know that it's an incredible movie. All right, rounding out round. What was it?
I said nothing.
Okay, sorry. There's people tenting next door, so sometimes I hear a voice. All right, and our last matchup here in round 1 of section 1 of this bracket, Pritzy's Honor, versus Raging Bull. For those who don't remember, Pritzy's Honor is Jack Nicholson, Angelica Houston, and the old dad from Forget Paris as a mafia boss. And I don't think to say anything about Raging Bull. So
yeah, I think Raging Bull takes this pretty easily for me personally. Pritzy's Honor is a good movie.
Yeah,
it's nice to see Jack as a younger coming into his own type of actor.
Yes, agreed.
After banging around Hollywood for a decade and then finally getting his shot, but Raging Bull crushes him. So
yeah, agreed. All right, let's move on to our second round here, Matt. Terms of Endearment versus Gandhi.
Well, I think Gandhi for me takes this. Terms of Endearment, this is a 16 versus 32 matchup for us, but I take the 16.
Yeah, look, I'm very proud of you for getting out of the first round, but the reality of the tournament has struck, and Gandhi absolutely destroys Terms of Endearment.
We always questioned your coach, and it turns out that was the case.
Yes. Witness versus Kiss of the Spider Woman. Matt?
I am going Witness.
As am I. The Right Stuff versus Broadcast News. Ooh, good matchup.
This is a great matchup. 2 excellent movies that I can watch whenever. I think I'm more drawn to Right Stuff. Nothing against Broadcast News, but I know I've watched that more, and I'll happily watch it again. So I'm going to go Right Stuff.
Okay. I'm going broadcast news. I think Right Stuff kind of gets slightly boring in spots near the end of the movie, in the last 45 minutes of the movie, but
Sounds like somebody's not a patriot. That's what that sounds like. All right.
Broadcast news, definitely. All right, so you have Moonstruck versus Raging Bull. I have Elephant Man versus Raging Bull, but I think we both have the same answer.
I think we do.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if we didn't. So Raging Bull moves on.
Absolutely. Oh, fuck. Here we go. All right. Going into our, what is this, quarterfinals or semis? These are quarterfinals. Of this side of the bracket, this section of the bracket. Let's see here. We have Gandhi versus Witness in the first matchup. Matt Nost.
Gandhi makes it through. Witness, you had a nice run.
Yeah.
Some would say that your competition was the lesser of the bracket so far, but whatever. I'm not going to say those things. I'm taking Gandhi.
Gandhi was stomping. And I agree. I think Gandhi absolutely beats Witness. Overall, some of you may be upset about that because you love Harrison Ford so much, but this is an objective decision in the subjective format.
As much as we both love Harrison Ford,
yes, we do.
He embodies arguably my favorite character in Indiana Jones in all of cinema.
Wow,
Gandhi is still a better movie.
Yeah, agreed.
All right.
All right.
So
our next matchup here is The Right Stuff for Matt Nost versus Raging Bull. And for me, Broadcast News versus Raging Bull. God damn it.
Yeah, another solid matchup, but I am taking Right Stuff because I would rather watch that over Raging Bull.
Wow.
So Right Stuff moves on for me. And I would also rather watch Broadcast News. It's nothing against Raging Bull. It's just like I got to be in the right mood for that movie.
Fuck, this is tough. Oh, this is tough. Oh, man, this is tough.
Broadcast News or Raging Bull, what are you doing?
Fucking hell, man. I guess Raging Bull. Oh, dude. No, it's my list, right? All right. Yeah, I agree with Matt. Like, I respect Raging Bull greatly. I appreciate it as a cinematic achievement, but
sure,
I love Broadcast News so much. And it's not like I love an Adam Sandler film or something. Like, Broadcast News is legitimately one of the most excellent films ever made. And so I have to kind of give it the nod for the writing, my own personal interest in news and having worked in a newsroom myself. And there's just so much about it. Plus, Holly Hunter is just so cute in that movie. William Hurt is great in the film. Albert Brooks, their dynamic is so good. So, yeah, I have to give, as much as I love some of the scenes in Raging Bull, I just feel like overall, I would prefer to watch Broadcast News over Raging Bull. Yeah. Sad truth, but it's true. All right. Matt Nost, Gandhi versus Raging Bull. We got there we got to the same spot.
Well, neither of us chose Raging Bull.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Gandhi versus Broadcast News or Right to the Right Stuff.
This is tough.
Yeah.
I've seen Right Stuff more times.
Who you call it a patriot?
Hey, listen, I chose patriotism and you chose capitalism, you know?
We're going to see what you choose now. Literally an Indian leader versus a bunch of American astronauts. I'm very curious to see where you're going.
I think I go Right Stuff.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I think I do.
Wow. That's strong.
It comes down to, you know, I didn't watch Gandhi until we started doing this show.
Right.
It was like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Whereas Right Stuff I'd seen previously. I've seen a few times previously. I've seen it in the interim.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I go Right Stuff personally. I take it you're going Gandhi?
I am going Gandhi, sadly. I mean, I think Broadcast News put up a hell of a fight. It's probably a 15-round fight, but in the end, it was a split decision. Gandhi took it 2-1.
I mean, that is a solid upper bracket. There are very few. occasionally we do these, and
Yeah.
the witness chunk of a bracket like goes on for longer than it should. Whereas like that one lasted a nice little run.
Yeah.
But everybody else had to beat a bunch of good movies to make it to
Yes.
where they were.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I don't know that there's many wrong answers that I wouldn't agree with.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Very true. All right, Matt, should we take a break?
That we will. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors. There we are. And jumping into the bottom half of the bracket in our 3 versus 30 matchup, it's Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Tess.
Nastasia Kinski in Tess, I believe. Is that right? I mean,
I do not know off the top of my head, to be perfectly honest.
Yes.
So,
Nastasia Kinski in Tess, directed by Roman Polanski. So there you go. Yeah, I'm going the other route.
Yeah, with the superior movie. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Agreed. Even though Tess is a film. Raiders
easy one. All right. 19 versus 14. The Killing Fields versus Ordinary People.
Oh, I gotta go Killing Fields.
Yeah, it's not even close. The fact that Ordinary People is an ordinary movie to me. It's fine.
On your own.
It's fine. Thank you. Yes, these are that. I do all my criticisms in one, like 3 to 5 word sentence blurbs that you can just take away from it. The snide review you read every once in a while.
You should do that. The snide critic. You should absolutely do that.
Yeah, people will love that.
Just put the paper down with your glasses. Am I right? And put the paper right back up. All right, what's the next one?
We have 11 versus 22, Hope and Glory versus Dangerous Liaisons.
Yeah, I'm going to go Liaisons on this one. I think Hope and Glory is a good movie, but it's, it's a sweet movie. But I think Liaisons is a more dangerous movie, so I kind of like that one more. With Malkovich and Uma.
Solid movie.
Yes.
I'm not really that big a fan of either of these.
Okay. Well, you gonna
nothing against them. I guess, I gotta choose, obviously. Yeah, I'll side with you and say Dangerous Liaisons.
Oh, no, it's not Uma. It's Michelle Pfeiffer. My apologies.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. But Uma's in the movie, but I was thinking of Michelle Pfeiffer's character. So my mistake.
Yeah, it's her and Malkovich on the poster.
Malkovich.
All right, moving on. 27 versus 6, Driving Miss Daisy versus Platoon. This is another one where like,
Yeah, both of them don't hold up.
No, and for that reason, like, I guess I would go Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
I was never a Platoon fan. I didn't understand the just absolute love and adoration for it, but whatever. To each their own. That's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Moving on. 7 versus 26. Amadeus versus Reds. Do I even need to ask either of us?
No.
Reds it is.
Yeah.
All right. So Amadeus moves on there. That was probably the easiest. Now we have 23 versus 10. The Verdict versus A Room with a View.
Yeah, not even a question for me. The Verdict. I love that movie.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to see Paul Newman crushing it once again.
No doubt. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'm telling you, you have to watch The Verdict. He's so good in it.
He is, and it sucks that he's going to have to go up against Amadeus in round 2.
I know.
Moving on, 15 versus 18. It is Tootsie versus Missing.
Yeah, Missing, the Jack Lemmon film. I go Tootsie on this one, of course.
Yeah, I agree. Tootsie's a solid film.
Yeah.
In another more than likely upset, we have 31 versus 2, Rain Man versus E.T. It's going to be the worst ranking for E.T. for this show.
I hate to do it.
What do you mean you hate to do it? You don't. Neither do I.
Yeah, Rain Man. Rain Man's the choice.
Yeah.
God help us. We're going to get killed for that.
That's fine. Anybody that's listening to this is a fan of the show. They already knew as soon as we announced
what the
matchup was, that E.T. unfortunately was not going to be phoning home.
I think,
Boom, there's another one.
Jesus Christ.
There's another one. Basically, it's like bad dad reviews.
That's it. Bad dad reviews.
All right. So moving on to the second round of the bottom half of the bracket, we now have Raiders of the Lost Ark, the number 3 seed, versus The Killing Fields, the number 19 seed.
Look, I love The Killing Fields. It is a really incredible movie. But Hank S. Nora won the Oscar for that. Sam Waterston is good in that rare foray into a theatrical feature. But yeah, it's Raiders. It has to be Raiders.
I mean, I appreciate you giving Killing Fields its moment in the sun.
Yes.
There was never any question. There really wasn't. But congratulations to Killing Fields. You made it to the second round. Moving on, Dangerous Liaisons versus Platoon for you and Driving Miss Daisy for me.
How are any of these films?
No, I don't know. It's a shrug fest because you're about to get slaughtered. Killing Fields had a better chance against Raiders than you do. The corpse of Killing Fields has a better chance in the next round.
Oh boy. Just got him for days. Corpse killing, got it, love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take Platoon over Dangerous Liaisons.
Yeah, I'll go Driving Miss Daisy, even though, it's a shrug fest. But it's interesting. The same spot on the top bracket and the bottom bracket both had the weakest to go through. Now we have 7 versus 23, Amadeus versus The Verdict.
Man, I mean, I have to go Amadeus here, but all respect to The Verdict. I think The Verdict played a hell of a game. Just missed that free throw right at the end. So Amadeus gets the victory.
I have Amadeus, obviously moving forward. Now we have Tootsie versus Rain Man.
Yeah, I got to take Tootsie here.
Interesting.
I like Rain Man for Hoffman's performance. I do like Tom Cruise. And I know there's some sweet moments, but I think Tootsie is just a better constructed film. And I enjoy the writing in Tootsie a bit more.
All right, fair enough. I'm taking Rain Man.
Okay.
But these are both going to be more than likely sheeps to the slaughter. Moving on, Raiders versus Platoon for you and versus Driving Miss Daisy for me. I'm just going to go ahead and pencil this in.
Please. For Raiders.
For Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have Amadeus versus Tootsie for you and Amadeus versus Rain Man for me.
Amadeus, not even a question. Sadly, as much as I love Tootsie, Amadeus is just, few cuts above, man.
Now it comes down to it. We both have Raiders. We both have Amadeus. What say you, sir? Who makes it on?
For me, it's Amadeus.
I am in complete agreement.
Wow, Matt knows.
Amadeus is a 1 of 1.
Dude, I respect your objectivity here. Could have easily defaulted to your favorite movie character ever, which you just admitted earlier.
Yeah, but it's just like Amadeus has a spell.
Yeah.
It just cast a spell. Now, we have Gandhi for you. Right Stuff for me versus Amadeus.
Yeah. It's Amadeus. I think that's just even with Gandhi, it's just a slight cut above. I think it's a slightly better constructed film. It doesn't rush through its back half like you sense Gandhi does a little bit. And both of them feature a once-in-a-lifetime performance from two fantastic actors who, delivered very early in their careers and established themselves. Ben's still going, Sir Ben's still going, but Thomas I haven't seen much of. But yeah, this is just the better film from top to bottom, with Milos Forman directing it.
I think what you just brought up with Thomas, especially, we never saw him remotely climb to these heights again. And I think that's somewhat even more impressive that you managed to coax this type of performance out of a guy
Yeah.
that could never really find his same footing again.
He was just in Animal House, this guy, and somehow you think this is the guy for Amadeus, and you nailed it. It's incredible out of the box thinking, man.
I mean, I'm assuming when you look at the cast, it's not like he's the lone amongst a bunch of A-listers. So you assume the budget was good, but they devoted most of it to like costumes and set design and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To sell the authenticity, because you have him and you have F. Murray and basically people on the rise, but nowhere near established. But to get this alchemy of individuals together and create something is unique, singularly unique, is Amadeus for me. I love Right Stuff. Gandhi's another excellent choice. And Raiders and Broadcast News, all worthy winners in my opinion. I would take any of them. There's only a few on this list where if you tried to sell me, oh, that should make it to the end, like, you're out of your mind. If you weren't a producer on Ordinary People, I don't know that I trust your opinion on this.
Fair point. So in the end, Amadeus rules the roost for both of us. So pretty cool.
It does, but yeah, I'd be curious on the mirror. So does he have, he's got the mirror ratings for all of them.
Oh, all of them. Okay.
So let's see. At the 53rd, it was Ordinary People, Coal Miner's Daughter, Elephant Man, Raging Bull, and Tess. And Ordinary People is the highest at 8.4. Coal Miner's 8.3. Oh, I'm sorry. Raging Bull is 8.8.
So is that why Chariots of Fire missed the cut? Because the mirror rating?
Yeah, its mirror rating was too low. You got Raiders, On Golden Pond, and Reds in there.
Fucking bullshit. Chariots better than all those films.
Man, let's not go too far.
Oh, give me a break. Other than Raiders.
Yeah, it's not better than Raiders. I'll give it to you that it's better than everything else on that list.
I think for me personally, it's tied with Raiders. For me personally, for that year, it is. So I'm not. All right. There's a quick scene in The Crown this season. Where, because it was so cool to see that. I was like, give me more of that. But yeah, really fascinating to see these. The dresser. That's right, the dresser. That's the Albert Finney one. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was about to say the season seems to be stretched a little thin.
Yeah, I've only watched the first 6, so I'm about to slide into the next 4, to see if maybe they're pushing it. But they only did the entire season? I think is 1 year. So, oh yeah, Children of a Lesser God, another one of my favorite films that didn't make the cut here because of the low mirror. What a bunch of bullshit. The Mission, 6.53. That is ridiculous. The Mission is better than most of these movies. Come on now.
Well, then Hannah and Her Sisters and Platoon and A Room with a View. Yeah, I agree with all those.
Yeah. Fucking hell, man. I'm shocked here. I'm really shocked Born on the 4th of July didn't make the cut. People love that movie, supposedly.
Yeah, I never really got into that. Although we've discussed it before. The whole societal catharsis about Vietnam was before my time, so I didn't really need to relive it. And then when I watch those movies, it doesn't have the impact that I'm sure it did on the general populace.
Yeah. Good point. All right. Well, there you go. Thank you much. Thank you. Big love to Charles Clarke for sending in that fantastic bracket. We've wrapped up the 80s best picture stuff there with part 1 and part 2. So we move on to a new bracket at some point down the road here. But thank you, Charles, very much. And if you are a patron at the $5 and above level, send in your bracket, send in your questions, thoughts, and comments. Those are one of the perks and benefits you get for being a member of the Patreon. If you're not a member of the Patreon, head to patreon.com/thetop10 and sign up for one of those tiers so you can send your stuff in. Hopefully the brackets have reinvigorated some of you all to recommit to the Patreon and start sending in your stuff, because we would really appreciate that madly. Matt, anything else we need to tell them?
Well, first off, Charles, thank you. All the work you put in, tabulating the scores, coming up with the rating system, and then giving us a breakdown of exactly how you got there, because it's great to read that and know what the calculus was behind the decision-making process. So thank you for that, because I'm sure it wasn't an easy thing. Yeah. And it was fantastic to do. It's the second one we've done from the 80s from you, and both of them were bangers. So thank you, sir. And you can follow the show on Twitter. It's at Top 10 Show. It's all spelled out. It's right above my head on the screen right now. or you can go to YouTube and Instagram, and it's /the top 10 podcast with the number 10. So hit us up over there, and you can follow me anywhere at Matt Nost.
You can follow me at The Roca Says. All right, y'all take care of yourselves. Be well. We'll be back at some point down the road with a brand new Full Metal
Bracket!